This show is made possible by support from landsharks.ca. Visit them for all your coin and swag needs at www.landsharks.ca. And by viewers like you. Thank you for your donations. Hi there, and welcome to Icenrye's Geocaching Video Scene. I'm Icenrye, thanks for watching. If you're new to the show, welcome to the family. What this is myself, my lovely co-host Roxy, who's just off screen, and my camera operator Abel. We go caching, film it, throw together a few hints, tips, and tricks, upload it to the internet so you can download and watch at your own leisure. If you're a regular viewer, thanks for sticking around, appreciate your viewership. My website is Icenrye.com, and my email address is geoicenrye@icenrye.com. So, what's new? Well, it's a little hard to tell by looking in this shot because you're seeing a lot of white around here, but springtime has finally shown up here in the central interior of British Columbia. We actually had temperatures on the high side of zero. That's above 32 for those of you who still use Fahrenheit. And the snow is starting to melt, and some of these caches that are buried under 4 feet of snow are just merely buried under 3 feet of snow. I'm starting to get excited. I got a couple of bugs going here. Caching season is just around the corner. Actually, this winter they went out and placed a few new caches, and there's actually just a couple just up the road from where I'm filming this. And I might even hit those on the way home. Something about Edmonton. So I've never cached in Edmonton before, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what these caches look like. The other big news is that if you've been by the Icenrye.com website, you notice that agility season has started. And oh, it feels so good to get back into the ring, running able, and we spent the whole winter practicing and working out fine details. And if you play any sport, you know what it's like. You go, you practice, you do drill after drill after drill after drill. But when you get into game situation, it's just the whole picture changes and just becomes, that much more exciting, that much more fun. Well, Abel had an absolutely wonderful weekend. We had 5 more legs to add to his collection, including his very first ever Masters Gamblers leg. Now, for those of you who are not into agility, what Gamblers is an event where the dog has to work a distance from you. Most agility that people see is what they call the standard, where you run obstacles that are numbered consecutively 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Well, what happens in Gamblers is you have the obstacles are set up, but there's no particular course. And the way it works in Canada is you have what's called an opening time, which is 40 seconds. And you go out and you run, basically do whatever you want to do, and you accumulate points. Each obstacle is worth so many points. At the end of 40 seconds, a timer blows a whistle, and you then have a certain amount of time to complete what is called a gamble. Now, the gamble is an actual sequence. It's usually, for the lower levels, it's 3 items. For Masters levels, usually 4 or 5 different items. And the dog has to work what we call away from you. The dog has to work at a distance. In our case, in Masters, one obstacle has to be up to 22 feet away. And in our case, the distance obstacle was a far tunnel mouth entrance that, well, you'll see in the video, we sort of had to get the dog to do a bit of an S-curve, and Abel pulled it off. And that's our first Masters Gamblers leg ever, and oh, that really made the whole weekend. But enough of that talk. Let's get back into the world of geocaching. So, what's in this episode? Well, basically the big thing in this episode is I got a great video from Paul Konopacki on the event recently held in the St. Louis area. And it's a great video. It's about 10 minutes long, so it's going to pretty much take up the whole show, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking. But another highlights here in Prince George, we also had our ABC's of Geocaching event that was fairly well attended, and it was always good to see some new faces, some new people in the sport, and I finally got a chance to show someone GSAC on my computers, so that was kind of fun. I actually had the MacBook Pro. This is going to get a little geeky, so excuse me if you're not a geek, fast forward for a minute. But I finally got a chance. I had the new MacBook Pro, and the Pro I'm actually running parallel, so I got Windows 7 and Windows XP running on it, so I was able to demonstrate Mac caching and GSAC all on the same computer. And if you're a Windows user, hit the mute button. But as of now, the best Windows box in my house is my MacBook Pro. Welcome back, Windows users. Okay, so this is a geocaching show. It's not a tech show, so we're just going to cut it off now. So we're going to run this video from Paul Konopacki, and it looked like it was a ton of fun. And he's got a bunch of other videos that go along with this one. I'll have links to everything on my site at Icenrye.com. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and we'll see you back here in about 10 minutes or so.
Hello, I'm Gary Braman, aka Fried Okra with Geocaching.com. I've created some custom ammo cans for the upcoming Paparazzi and Pasta Palooza in Jefferson City, Missouri. The first one is the Paparazzi and Pasta Palooza ammo can itself. It will hold the logbook for the event. Fried Americana Twin 50 drive-in. It will be hidden near the location of the old Twin 50 drive-in theater along Missouri Boulevard. Fried watermelon. It will be hidden here in McClung Park and will be ready for the Palooza event. The Harmon Killebrew cache. It's a baseball themed cache and will be hidden in the Ellis Porter Riverside Park near the baseball stadium. I started geocaching in 2001. I learned about it from the screensavers. And I found my first cache out in the middle of the desert. I drove by there last time I was in Arizona, and there's now a housing development there. I got a thrill out of finding something that somebody had hidden, and I could find it using technology. Now, I like the social part of geocaching more than anything. I think the only finds that count for me are the number of friends that I find. And I'm going to be hiding this cache underneath the old merry-go-round. Yeah. We were in Ozark, Missouri, eating at Lambert's, trying to come up with a new geocaching name at the table. And the waitress came by and said, "Fried Okra." And that's where it came from. We said, "That's perfect. I'm a little fried. We like okra." We're on a bluff overlooking Jefferson City, Missouri. People will converge around noon at McClung Park and get a list of the scavenger hunt items. On the list are posted coordinates for different statues and plaques and notable places in Jefferson City, reenacting the Abbey Road Beatles album cover at a crosswalk in town. And load those photos onto a laptop computer and shoot them up on the wall with a projector.
There's Dan. There's some more contingency. There's Barry. Barry's bringing something. There's Lane.
I walked right past you.
Dave. John. Mariel.
Big hand.
We had snow and sleet this morning when we left. It was just neat.
All right, guys. We're ready to release the forms for the scavenger hunt. There's 3 pages. You guys go out there and have fun.
Awesome.
This is Spy Master 43. He's my brother. He has 4 finds.
Got one down. How many you got so far?
Oh, about 4. There's a bunch of them right here.
Oh yeah, Abbey Road. They got it. The courthouse in the background, is that what you're...
Yeah. Hello, camera. I'm the goat herder. I'm Kirk Yates. I'm road trip.
I'm the goat.
The goat.
My goat.
These guys were down here in front of this flagpole, and the one guy was holding up his arms in the air, taking a picture.
You're supposed to do. There we go.
We got a picture with the cop over here. That was pretty cool.
Oh, awesome.
But he wouldn't let us take his face.
Yeah.
He said you can't,
Said
you know.
he turned around backwards and it has police in the back of his shirt and Brittany standing next to him.
Did you explain what you were doing?
Yeah. And then we said, can you put her in handcuffs? That's where the big points.
He's like, I can't do
I
that.
can't do that.
Get out of here.
What are you doing here? Hey, I need a camera. Mine died again.
Which one was that?
That was kneeling?
Kneeling?
Yeah.
At the
Kneeling at the memorial.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms here. Just saute them in the pan over here with that.
The onions are going first.
The onions are going first and then the mushrooms.
See you guys later. Bye. Okay, bye.
Well, here we are loading all the pictures onto the laptops for display.
Who's next with the card?
39 points.
Sweet. And the mushrooms are?
They're up here. Stock card. Sorry.
Alright, that's what I'm...
Yummy, yummy.
I have made a little tiny Where-A-Go cache today, and I published it this morning, but it hasn't been released. However, we've got a couple of units here that can do them, so anybody that wants to join us outside, so it just says, welcome to McClung Park. This is a very simple Where-A-Go cache, and we're going to go over here to the side of the building. What year was the dance pavilion built? 1916? So you got it.
Okay, now. You say okay again?
Yeah. Continue to the picnic pavilion.
Okay. Okay. Well, probably you get there though.
What year was the picnic pavilion built?
1915.
And it's telling you to go that way.
That way.
Take a look.
It's not a skirt lift, is it?
Oh!
Congratulations!
I'm just going to put everyone.
Did you have a good time? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to announce the top 3 winners of the scavenger hunt. And then immediately after that, we're all going to go outside and take a group photo. Little Blue Crew. MMMJ. Jones Kraut.
Save some for the rest of us.
personally thank my girlfriend Karen. In the kitchen. The St. Louis Area Geocachers Association has always had a tradition that started way back about 2 months ago. And what we do is when someone hits a significant milestone within Schlaga, we present them with a milestone coin and pin. 1,000
I'm going to log my own event.
Any final words?
I'm just glad that it was such a fun time and everybody said they had a great time and had a smile on their face and a full belly when they left. So just got to clean up and go home.
What do you think about geocaching? You don't know?
So Paul, that looked like a great event. Might have to try something like that here someday. A photo scavenger hunt. It's kind of neat. You don't have quite as many famous landmarks as you do, but I'm sure we could come up with some interesting stuff. So hey, just before we go, a couple quick notes. First off, CITO time is coming up very, very quickly. Now here in the Prince George area, CITO is on April 26th, and it actually starts right here at Mr. PG, one of the reasons why I'm filming this episode here. And we're actually going to be covering a stretch of road that goes from about here down probably about 1 kilometer or so down to the next major intersection. And what's really neat, if I remember correctly, I think there's actually a couple caches along the way, but they're on the other side of the highway. That's all we need. Someone to show up at a CITO event, their very first event ever, to come back and go, hey look, I found this ammo can. Oops. So hey, check the listings in your area. If you got a CITO event coming up, make sure you get out there, take a good set of gloves, maybe some garbage bags, and take a camera, take pictures, because these things are actually fun. We get out, do a little bit of community service, and show the public that we're not just a bunch of crazy people hiding boxes underneath trees. There's a lot more to this sport than first appears. But in the meantime, and between time, that's it. Another episode of Icenrye's Geocaching Video Zine. So until the next episode, cache on.